Hallelujah, we're already at this release, and let's get to it right now. What's up, everyone? This is Movie and Game Lover 98, and today I'll be doing a DVD review on this Thomas & Friends movie on DVD that was released exclusively way back in the day at Walmart, and it's The Adventure Begins. So yep, let's get started, and I hope you guys enjoy this review. Well, here's what my copy of The Adventure Begins looks like. Before we get into the history of The Adventure Begins itself, we need to go back to where it all started. It all started way back when the Reverend W. Awdry wrote Railway Series books for his son, Christopher Awdry, back in the 1940s when he was ill in bed with the measles, and kicked it off with the Three Railway Engines that was published eventually in 1945, and he would make Railway Series stories until 1971 or 72, and then his son would take over in 1983 and make Railway Series stories all the way to 2011, and then they made the television show with Britt Allcroft and David Mitton from 1984 to eventually 2003, and then they made the hit era, seasons 8 through 12, from 2004 to 2008, and then they went full CGI in 2009, of course, with Hero of the Rails. So with this one, well, it started to go downhill in 2009, but eventually went back up in 2013, and we got this cool special, The Adventure Begins. So yep, let's get in with the history of The Adventure Begins, since I've mentioned the past history prior to this. So the history on The Adventure Begins, it was first released onto DVD, well, exclusively only at Walmart, and you can get it either by itself or in the gift pack with Dinos and Discoveries, which I mentioned in the previous review. So make sure to check out my Dinos and Discoveries DVD review before you watch this. And then it was aired on PBS Kids 2 months later, on the 11th of May, 2015. Yeah, the special itself. And then it was released 2 years later to all retail stores, and then it aired sometime in 2018, I think, probably on Nick Jr. Yep, and that was it. So yep, let's get in with the plot of this. Well, we'll look at my copy. That's all the history. Now let's look at my copy, then I'll explain the plot. Here's what my copy looks like. It says all new special feature, came with a slipcover, Thomas Friends logo, The Adventure Begins, classic windmill in the background. You got Gordon, Henry, and James, with James in his red paint, and Thomas in his blue paint, and the little book. And the tracks are hovering in the air. Yep, the only Walmart sticker, because I got this way back in the day with Dinos and Discoveries from Walmart. Anyway, here's the front cover. It's pretty basic. Here are the spines of the slipcover with the portrait of Thomas in the front. And yep, here's the back. Thomas Friends logo, barcode peeking out through the slipcover. The big story of the Little Blue Engine. Your blur about the movie. You got Thomas getting painted or polished, I guess. And you got Sir Topham Hatt, which looks like that's his pose taken from Hero of the Rails. Well, it was on the front cover, but this is on the back cover of retelling 2 stories from Reverend W. Awdry. And yep, bonus features contain bonus episode, Old Reliable Edward, and 2 songs for Really Useful Engine and Troublesome Trucks. Yep, link to the Thomas Friends website and legal copyright information at the bottom, part of it. Yep, here's the actual DVD. There's some of the legalese. Yep, here's the disc, squished up version of the poster art, and a guide. Let's look at it. Ooh, this is cool. The first time we get the CGI version of Day Out with Thomas. Look inside for products and offers in the world of Thomas and Friends. Ooh, meet the Steam Team. Are Thomas, Percy, Gordon, Henry, James, Emily, Edward, and Toby, before this was changed to the new Steam Team with those annoying Nia and Rebecca characters, which sucks. Thomas clothing. Yep. More Thomas clothing. Bed. Cakes and cupcakes. I remember having a cake of Thomas as a kid. Bikes and scooters. Advertising for Thomas Land being announced to be opened somewhere in the United States back in June 2015. Thomas in the Hard Rock Hotel. Good to Go juice, Pampers. Ugh, I don't need those. I'm never gonna have a kid ever. Anyway, Thomas Friends social media, Facebook and Twitter, and apps. Surprisingly enough, no toys. Just clothes and other apparel stuff. No toys. So yep, let's get in with the plot of The Adventure Begins. It's a basic story. It's the retelling of the first 2 Railway Series books. 3 Railway Engines and Thomas the Tank Engine. Where it starts off where Thomas experiences a new home when he arrives on the island of Sodor, and he transforms into the number 1 engine, basically, and he proves to be the really useful engine we all know. So, yep, that's the basic plot. So, what do I think of The Adventure Begins? Best Thomas movie of this year. I gotta say, it was superb. When I watched this a bunch of times, I was thrilled by it. Like, everything you could imagine. Like, retelling the stories in CGI form, and even sometimes they won't go in order, but that's fine. And also, this marks the landmark that Thomas James and Sir Topham Hatt get new voice actors. Keith Wickham voices Sir Topham Hatt, Rob Rackstraw is James, and Thomas is now voiced by Joseph May. But at least Edward, Henry, and Gordon are still in their original voices, which is nice. And it introduces a couple new characters, even though it does have references to the old fans to enjoy. Like, we got two Cranes, the Breakdown Train, which is two Cranes of characters named Judy and Jerome, and the last surviving coffee pot, Glenn the Coffee Pot Engine. I just loved everything. Even the Charleston Trucks and Really Swell Engines sing-along songs, which are sung by Robert Hartshorn and the Sing-A-More Kids Choir. And also, yes, even though it has a bonus episode, I'll talk about it. Old Reliable Edward. Yeah, Old Reliable Edward. I like that episode as well. It's a great episode. All I'll say is I like it. So, yep, I say The Adventure Begins is worth watching to every Thomas fan. Like I mentioned with some of them, old and new. Definitely watch this. If you're a new Thomas fan, and if you're a fan of the classic series, definitely watch this. It's worth watching. So, yep, to every Thomas fan out there, definitely try The Adventure Begins. If you're a new Thomas fan. But if you like some of the old stuff, maybe you'll like some references in this special as well. And you might like the new characters too. Yeah. As I mentioned, yes. So, yep, to every Thomas fan out there, everyone old and new of Thomas, definitely try The Adventure Begins. But I'm pretty sure everyone has watched this because, everyone wanted to see the classic series stuff, well, referenced in CGI, but retold in CGI, and this one made their wish come true. So, yep, every Thomas fan out there, if you guys have seen The Adventure Begins, that's cool. But if you guys out there have not seen The Adventure Begins, that's totally okay. So, yep, once again, to every Thomas fan out there, if you've not seen The Adventure Begins, but if you guys have, that's cool. But if you guys haven't, definitely give it a try. You can give it a watch on anywhere you think you have it, where it's available to watch, and definitely give it a watch. So, yep, that's going to be it for this DVD review, everyone. Yep, this is going to be it for my DVD review on The Adventure Begins. Probably one of the best CGI Thomas specials in my opinion, but not there in, well, it's in there in my list, but it's just a basic retelling story. So, yep, hopefully you guys like this DVD review, everyone, on The Adventure Begins. And hopefully stay tuned for another cool video on probably more Thomas stuff or something else coming possibly soon. So, yep, stay tuned for that coming soon, everyone. Yeah, either on another Thomas thing or something else really, really cool. So, yep, stay tuned for that video coming soon, everyone. Either if it's going to be a Thomas thing or it's just going to be something else, because I like to do other stuff. So, yep, stay tuned for that video coming soon, everyone. And hopefully you guys liked this review.